Hello, my name is Carly Davis. I am in Professor Karen Ball's online humanities class. Today I am going to be talking about an artist we had to choose for our oral presentation. So I'm really excited to talk about this is because I don't really know too much about art. That is not my profession. That is not something I'm going to be going into when I get older, but I am super excited to talk about this painter. He caught my eye from the very beginning, and he gave me a sense of view and looking at paintings completely different than what I have been. Just a little bit about him, he paints more about dancers. I used to dance when I was younger, so this is actually very exciting for me. Okay. So here we have our oral, I guess I can here. So for the oral, let me get it in slideshow view here. Okay, so I have Edgar Degas. He was born in 1834 and he ended up passing away at 1917. His actual name is Hilaire Germain Edgar Degas. That is a very, very, very unique name that I caught my eye from the beginning with that as well. I've never actually heard of someone who's had four different names. So that's pretty interesting about him. The first thing that I'm going to show you is one of the paintings that I thought was very interesting. It's the Bellili family. He painted it, and he actually worked on this from 1959 to 1967. One of the things that really caught my eye about this painting is the texture in this painting, and also the story behind this painting. As you can tell, there's a family sitting here. The father is working, and the mother is kind of looking like she is trying to take care of the kids while he is working. I find this very, very, very personal, because this is exactly what my family looked like. Is my dad was always the one working, and my mom was just trying to keep me and my sister whole and together, and tried to just look after us like that. The next painting I'm going to show you guys is a painting from 1872. He is actually visiting his relatives in New Orleans, and he made this painting when he was visiting them in New Orleans. And this painting is actually called the New Orleans Cotton Exchange. He painted this in 1873. Another one of my favorite paintings by him is called The Dance Class. This is another one that really, 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 really caught my eye. Not only because this painting is one that this room actually looks like my dance class that we actually danced in and did recitals in, and this painting is very, 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 very personal to me as well because of that exact one. And you can tell on this picture, you can also tell the guy in the middle of the dance class. This guy actually looks like my dance teacher, and my dance teacher actually had a cane like that, which is pretty neat. I'm gonna get that a little closer so you can see. Okay. The next painting that I'm going to show you that he did is a Place de la Concorde. He painted this in 1875. This painting is kind of showing there's a father with their two little girls and a dog. This is another painting that really is very almost like personal to me, because my family, we always had dogs. No matter where we went, we always took our dogs with us. And until this day, my dad still takes, since I live away from home, my dad takes my dogs everywhere he goes with them, no matter what. And this also is personal because me and my sister, we are kind of around, we're about 2 years apart. So we went everywhere with my dad. We did everything with my dad. We went to a lot of places with my dad. We were always in the field with my dad. So this kind of like shows our life almost in this picture. So this one's also very, very, very personal. Okay, so Degas painted this one. The two major paintings I'm going to talk about is one of them's the ballet. It was done in 1873. Okay. Degas liked to paint people at work. He painted hat makers, laundressers, and especially ballet dancers. Like I mentioned, he loved to do snapshots. So he didn't like to paint people that looked like they were posing for a painting. He liked to paint people who were in the middle of doing something. He likes to show the dancers in a backstage or while they're doing rehearsals. He didn't, like I said, he didn't like to do like really big like portraits or anything like that. He liked to show them off as if they were working. He was a master at using like physical cues, body language, manner of dress, posture, as well as like social status, or kind of the job that they were doing to help like us draw conclusions about them. So this one is another one of my like favorite paintings. And that painting was done in 1873. Let's see here. Another one of his paintings that let me see if I can find it on here. Okay, another painting I would like to talk about is the orchestra musicians. He painted this in 1870. This one is, he wanted to show on this painting that there's families in the audience. I don't know if you can, the dads together. And then he also has the ballet dancers up at the front. You can kind of tell in this picture that the mothers are more paying attention and the guys are kind of more chit-chatting and talking. And then here is also like a picture of Edgar. Another thing that he did like to paint were horses. That is another big, a big eye catcher for me when I was selecting my painters. The reason being is I grew up on a farm. I loved going to Louisville, Kentucky and watching the horse races, like Churchill Downs. This painting is actually called The Races Before the Start, which he painted in 1873. And like I said, he liked to do paintings that were more like they looked like they were working. So he liked to do paintings that showed the behind the scenes almost of what everybody was getting ready for. Then this one also has like a lot of different texture in it. You can tell the different brush strokes he was using. See here. Oh, and here's another one. It's called At the Races. He painted this in 1877. And I just find it so neat that he got to like paint more of the things that were in my life. Then it's easier to connect with an artist to know more about the painters. That's what I've learned. If you're gonna do a project on a painter you don't really want to learn anything about, it's not as interesting. So that's why I found these more interesting. And then just a little bit more about Edgar. Around 1910, he ended up having really, really, really poor eyesight, which forced him to quit painting and working. He lived his life a bachelor his whole life. So he was never married. He never had any girlfriend, anything like that. He spent his last years alone, and he wandered the streets of Paris until he died in 1917 at the age of 83. Okay, and that is the last slide on my slide. But like I said, I was very intrigued. I learned a lot about this artist. I felt like if I would have chosen any other artist, I would have never got to connect with the artist. He brought a lot of different paintings into this world that I think people found very interesting, and I felt like people could relate, kind of like myself. He brought unique paintings because he didn't do more portrait-like work. He liked to show that how people worked. Which I found him a very hard worker, so he could kind of relate to his own paintings. So that is all I have on Edgar. Like I said, he brought a lot into this world that I think helped different like students like myself out, helped other painters out, showing that paintings can be more unique, can be more showing that people are working instead of just portraits. He liked to take like candids almost, if I were to say like in today's world, but he that's what he loved to do, and you can tell in his paintings that he was very passionate about his paintings. So that is all I have. Thank you for letting me choose this artist, and thank you for letting me do a little bit of background on him. It was a very good choice for myself. Thank you.